Well, John, you would have watched the Leeds game back. Any further reflections?
No, it was pretty much as I thought at the time. It was an incredible game of football. It was up and down. We were on the back foot, or not on the back foot, but we defended for large parts of it. We tried to press as well as we possibly could and restrict them to as few chances as possible. But ultimately, Leeds are a really good side, and I was just really pleased with a lot of the things that we did at the weekend. I thought we looked like a proper team, working for each other. We absolutely did everything, ran ourselves into the ground, and we felt a bit unlucky to not have won the game at the back end, and on balance, I think chances wise, Leeds obviously had a lot more than us, a lot more of the ball, but I think we really deserved to take something from Ellen Road, so I was pleased with the point.
Is it really important for you as a manager and a head coach to go to a place like Ellen Road and stick to your principles and philosophy and your game plan?
No, because if you looked at where we were last season in terms of the philosophy of the football club, I think we were largely a possession dominant team. We pressed really high and we didn't really allow other sides to have too much possession at all, and I think we ended up with around 60% possession. So what was more important to me was that we're practical about the way that we do things, and we did that, to be honest, for large parts of last season as well, where we needed to do within games. And the game at the weekend seemed to me like it was more of a practical one than going, okay, this is the football philosophy we're going to stick to. We're going to try and play every time we get the ball, and we're going to try and press Leeds high up. I think we would have lost the game if we'd have done that, so we tried to be a bit more practical and come up with a different game plan.
How are the players looking this morning?
Yeah, a few tired legs. I think it was a long old trip up on Friday, and all of the fans that made that trip on Friday, I think, or Saturday morning, would have felt that the traffic was absolutely horrendous. So yeah, it was an interesting time to go up the M1 from that point of view. But we got back late on Saturday night, and we've been recovering today. I think all the lads did their recovery on Sunday as well. So there's a few sort of tired legs, but to be honest, training was really sharp, and I thought everybody was right at it. We didn't do much today, just more of a very quick flush through the legs and a bit of tactical work. So really happy with where all the boys are physically.
Millwall, they want to be bouncing back after a late defeat at the weekend. So what are you expecting from them?
I think that having watched the game, Millwall can count themselves unlucky not to have got at least a point, and maybe should have won the game. They had quite a few chances and hit the post a couple of times. It created a lot of problems, I think, for Watford. And one thing that I'm sure of with any of Neil Harris's sides is that they're going to be very, very difficult to play against. I think since he went into the football club towards not the back end, but close to the back end of last season, I think Millwall's form from that point onwards was something like a playoff side, and they did incredibly well to drag themselves away from that relegation zone. So we're going to face a really good Millwall side, whoever they play. I don't know if they're going to shuffle the pack or not, but I think that the tie, Millwall versus Portsmouth, Portsmouth versus Millwall's got a bit of extra spice to it because of the history between the two clubs, more poignantly the history between the two sets of fans. So I think it's going to be a really good fixture.
Will you be looking to shuffle the pack at all?
Quite possibly. There's a couple of areas that we want to freshen up and save some legs for the weekend. We want to be strong, we want to be as strong as we possibly can, but we've got to be realistic about the focus this season, which is the league campaign, and that's what we're going to prioritise. We always want to put a strong side together, and whoever's wearing the shirt, they've got to make sure they represent Portsmouth properly, and so there's going to be all of that involved when players do pull on the Portsmouth shirt. And we also have to be fair to the fans as well, who are going to pay their money to come and see the football. So we want to make sure we are competitive and strong, and we'll make sure we get the right mixture.
And how much are you looking forward to being back in home comforts at Fratton Park as well?
Yeah, it's been something I think that ever since the season finished at the back end of last year, everybody was looking forward to Championship football at Fratton Park, and I know it's not a Championship fixture tomorrow night, but it's two sides in the Championship. There's not going to be a sold out crowd, but I still think plenty of people are going to be looking forward to coming back and supporting the boys and getting behind everything. It's going to be a nice, I think, warm up to Saturday.